You can never write off Salah. You can never
Nah,
write off Mane. You can never write off
Osimhen,
Osimhen. You know,
for
those
me, I would
players
say
they
Amad
perform.
Diallo.
Amad Diallo.
Yeah,
True. You can
And
never write off
Diallo.
Diallo. True.
Mbemo too.
True.
No.
I mean,
Mbemo.
Mbembutu is one of those players, so you can never write those players off. I mean, there are a lot of stars. That's why I said AFCON is one
So
of
if
those
you look at the
competitions that
DM Congo, we can say Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
So-
Saka, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuazebe is not really all that. Let's say,
And
let's
you
give
know
it
that
to
Africa
Saka.
is a game of love that brought all the what's it called? That brings all the
Exactly,
Africa countries
you know,
together.
brings the
So
African
that's
energy
it.
back together. So yeah,
And these are competitions. It's very from all those when you go Ajebo competition where you say maybe no touch bone, they go. But this one, I bone to
Exactly.
bone. You go no.
exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
Exactly, the
bone to bone.
physicality
No
brings
go
that
put position
energy.
down now.
So, very quickly, let's go into AFCON. And like you already know, AFCON kicks off. The ceremony kicks us kick off today at Morocco, and we've seen different arrivals from different countries all over Africa. And looking at the dresses, the rhymes, the language, all different things, different ethnies all over Africa gather in one place in South Africa as long as you are qualified. I don't know about my Ghanaian brothers if they can relate if they can relate to what is going on in Morocco right now. So let's take it very quickly from this place. Looking at the AFCON as a whole, looking at AFCON as a whole, what can we say about AFCON? Like what it is, AFCON, what it is.
I mean, AFCON, everybody knows it brings that energy and it's a competition that puts Africa on the map. Everybody knows about that. It was just like the last AFCON where a popular pundit and a popular Liverpool legend, Jamie Carragher, was talking negatively about the AFCON, saying it's not a worthy competition, blah, 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 only for the AFCON to prove him wrong. And everybody saw it. Everybody saw the whole energy that the AFCON brought. Even the Premier League was even neglected as at that moment. Everybody was focusing on the AFCON and all that. So we already know that AFCON is that competition that puts Africa on the map. We see new talents, we see players from African players in other clubs come, they perform, they give their best, and yeah, we know AFCON is that competition for Africans just to prove themselves and put themselves the world map. Please.
So, looking now, if we are to say the country, like if we are to say the country to watch for in this Morocco 2025, okay, we can mention a lot of countries: Nigeria, South Africa, Morocco. We can mention Uganda. You can mention Tunisia. We can mention Egypt. And looking at Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast. So, which country do you think we should watch out for?
I mean, for me, the African country that I can say is really doing well at the moment, I think Senegal is that country because looking at the past, the past matches and the past appearances in other competitions like the World Cup and all that, we can see how well they've been doing and how evolved that team has been, with the likes of Mane, Koulibaly, Papi Matassa, Ndiaye, likes of all these star players. You can see how well they'll be doing. So for me, one of the teams to actually go well in this AFCON, I think Senegal and maybe Morocco. And then just not to look biased, I'll probably put my country to Nigeria.
For me, it's Morocco, because based on their past competition and their past what do you call Morocco is
So you mean the World Cup performance and then
Morocco for me.
but can we see the host can be the number one to be considered?
Talking about the host, the last AFCON, Ivory Coast hosted the competition and they won it.
Sure.
So we can also see that this competition too is for Morocco.
I mean, they're the favorites.
Yeah,
They're one of the favorites.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're also
but
one of the
Nigeria
favorites.
do it sharp.
I mean,
Nigeria do it.
of course, we have to talk about
So
our
we
country.
got to say, okay, the player to watch in this AFCON, players to watch. For me, I would say the like of Mohamed Salah, Mane,
Salah.
True, you can never write off Salah. You can
Nah.
never write off Mane. You can never write
Osimhen,
off Osimhen.
But
Those
me, I would
players
say
will
Amad
perform.
Diallo.
Amad Diallo,
Yeah.
True. You can
and
never write off
Diallo.
Diallo. True.
Mbemo too.
True.
No.
I mean,
Mbemo.
Mbembutu is one of those players, so you can never write those players off. I mean, there are a lot of stars. That's why I said AFCON is one
So
of
if
those
you look at
competitions
the
that
DM
put
Congo, we can say Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
So-
Saka, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuazebe is not really all that. Let's say,
And
let's
you
give
know
it to
that Africa
Saka.
is a game of love that brought all the what's it called? That brings all the Africa
Exactly,
countries together.
brings the
So
African
that's
energy
it.
back together. So yeah,
And this our competition is very from all those when you go Ajebo competition with the maybe no touch bone they go. But this one, I bone to
exactly.
bone. You go no.
Exactly what I'm trying to do.
Physicality.
Exactly, the
bone to
physicality,
bone.
it
No be
brings
full
that
position
energy,
down
it
now.
brings that
Yeah,
vibe.
now.
Exactly,
Let him do my last.
exactly, exactly.
You said it all. LM Loma last.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So if we are to look at it very well, and we are not going to neglect what happened during the last African Cup of Nations, where the ref says, "I'm tired." They close the
We saw
it's right before
yeah,
90 minutes.
at the
So
87th and
looking at now the host country, we cannot say it's really about the host country, the country hosting it. We say it's about the cow body, the ref, the official. So, what do you think this year officiating? What Africa, what cow to make sure they do so that to avoid such and put Africa on a good recommendation map?
I mean, it's the same thing they've been doing. Carefully select, good referees from individual leagues, the leagues where you know they're doing well, where you
Yeah.
know they are.
And unfortunately, Nigeria is not.
This is
Nigeria
Nigeria.
is not.
All of us know about. Let's leave Nigeria out of it. Let's just leave Nigeria out of it.
And I think
we
that
know the Nigerian league very well.
CAF did what's it called? Maybe training for all those
Exactly. Yeah. I think they do all those stuff.
So I think
They do a
will
proper
improve.
checking and all of that.
I think they will improve
Yeah.
this.
So I think it's the same thing, the same old
They will
thing.
improve, sha.
The last AFCON, I mean, exactly the last AFCON, exactly. So except from that, I think the one you're talking about, I think was the last two AFCON or something. But apart from that particular mistake, the rest of the officiating was
Yeah.
actually very good.
Even the
Was
bar
very good.
shaking, everything.
Exactly.
was
So I think this one is going to be more improved and okay.
Okay, now looking at the host country Morocco, the ceremony, the welcoming ceremony, and looking at the glamours online. So, what do you think? Do you say it's kind of African culture, or there is a touch of modern European modern in the reception ceremony? Looking at the things put in place, the banners, the whatever they did, the welcoming ceremony
For Morocco.
for other country in Morocco.
Oh, okay. Individual countries
Yeah.
that are welcoming. I've actually not come across many of them. I think I've come across Nigeria, Ivory Coast, and probably Senegal. As we all know, it's always African. They're on the kaftan, the normal, African dress and all that. So it's obviously African, nothing special. That's what they do every single year.
So if we are to say well dressed, we dress differently though, but if we are to give well dressed, I think Benin should go for the well dressed.
Like I said, I've not really come across a lot of them. So if you say Benin, who am I to argue?
I don't even.
Okay. So we look at what goes on in the AFCON, then our opinions and facts will come later after today's, and we give it a thank you to everyone watching this. See you in our next episode where we talk about AFCON.